forget who you are. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Don't forget who you are. Hey, hey. It's your girl, Coach Sunny. I'm back. Because my motto is work harder on your personal development. Work harder on your goals and your dreams. Work harder on becoming who you were created to be than you do on your job. It can be done. Don't try to gaslight me to make me feel like I'm wrong because I know how to balance working a full-time job that's very, very difficult. I don't work in regular education. I work in special ed. I work with autistic kids. Ain't nothing easy about what I do. But yet, I still am able to do it effectively. All right, the music is for me because I get hyped. All right, so earlier we were reading The 4 Agreements by Miguel Ruiz, and the internet began acting up because I was in here preaching. It was good too, but I don't remember. That has passed. Here we are in the present moment. So we were reading that, and I'm just going to pick up from what I believe was the last thing I was saying. When we went against the rules, we were punished. I'm sorry. We are in chapter 1, page 7, at the top of page 7 of the 4 agreements. When we went against the rules, we were punished. When we went along with the rules, we got a reward. I feel like I'm yelling. When we went along with the rules, we got a reward. We were punished many times a day, and we were also rewarded many times a day. Soon we became afraid of being punished and also afraid of not receiving the reward. The reward is the attention that we got from our parents or from other people like our siblings, our teachers, and our friends. We soon develop a need to hook other people's attention in order for us to get a reward. The reward feels good. This is the beginning of how we become people pleasers. Because in our society, if you do what we say, the way we say it, how we say it should be done, you get rewards for that. People like to be around you. People, look to you as you're somebody who get it. But try to break out of that and do what's right for you. Not as it would harm someone else, but what's truly right for you. You must never did that before if you ain't have the very people who claim to love you go against you. You might be still living in the matrix of people pleasing, but try to do something that pleases you and see how the very people who love you respond to you. It'll make you sad. Try it. So we soon develop a need to hook other people's attention in order to get the reward. The reward feels good. And we keep doing what others want us to do in order to get the reward. I just said that. With that fear of being punished and that fear of not getting the reward, we start pretending to be what we are not, just to please others, just to be good enough for someone else. We try to please mom and dad. We try to please the teachers at school. We try to please the church, and we start acting. I read this already on the last video. Sorry. We pretend to be what we are not because we are afraid of being rejected. The fear of being rejected becomes the fear of not being good enough. Eventually, we become someone that we are not. We become a copy of mama's beliefs, daddy's beliefs, society's beliefs, and religion's beliefs. All of our normal tendencies are lost in the process of domestication. And when we are old enough for our mind to understand, we learn the word no. The adults say, don't do this and don't do that. We rebel and say, no. We rebel because we are defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we are very little and the adults are big. And this is a child's point of view, right? When we're trying to force them into the matrix of this dream upon society and what their role has to be. Children are very authentic and close to God because they're the first ones who rebel against us. We call it a temper tantrum, right? When we try to fit them into the matrix of this dreamed up society that we came up with. So we start telling the kids, don't do this and don't do that. We rebel and say no. We rebel because we are defending our freedom. We want to be ourselves, but we are very little and the adults are big and strong. After a certain time, we are afraid because we know that every time we do something wrong, we are going to be punished. The domestication is so strong that at a certain point in our lives, we no longer need anyone to domesticate us. We don't need mom or dad, the school, or the church to domesticate us. We are so well trained that we are our own domesticators. We are an auto-domesticated animal. We can now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we were given and using the same system of punishment and reward. We punish ourselves when we don't follow the rules according to our belief systems. We reward ourselves when we are the good boy or the good girl. Yeah, I throw up air quotes. The belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind. Without question, whatever it is in that book of law is our truth. Your mindset, the way you believe in things, the way you see things. Most of us can't go past what our mothers and parents taught us, right? Listen, I'm a special educator, and I've been teaching special needs children for 23 years. I've sat and I've met many parents. I'm going to challenge many of you all to challenge some of the things that you were taught. Because as a person who sat down and met with hundreds of parents, just because somebody's parent don't mean they're right. Just because somebody's parents don't mean they got it all together. Just because someone is someone's parent does not mean that you want to live and follow through your whole life based on something that someone who had limitations, who could have had low self-esteem, who could have struggled with self-confidence and self-belief, who could have dropped out of school after the 3rd grade, so they only know about up to an 8-year-old level of knowledge and survival, so that person's heading up generations and generations and generations. Like, at what point do we challenge that? Not challenge the person, challenge the belief. Well, my mama said, well, your mama may not have known what she was talking about. You really gonna teach that to your children and your children's children and your children's children? All right. So we're a domesticated animal, and we now domesticate ourselves according to the same belief system we were given and using the same system of punishment and reward. My kids will be back at 2:35. I can't be on here no longer than 10 more minutes. So when that alarm pops off, I have to go, and we might have to finish this tomorrow because we still got this to read. So what happens is we begin to use our own domestication to punish and reward ourselves, right? So it's like it just keeps going, and then eventually, as we do this to our children, they'll learn how to punish and reward themselves. And where does it end? Or begin? I don't know. So the belief system is like a book of law that rules our mind. Without question, whatever is in that book of law is our truth. We base all of our judgments according to the book of law, even if these judgments go against our own inner nature. Even moral laws like the 10 Commandments are programmed into our mind in the process of domestication. One by one, all these agreements go into the book of law, and these agreements rule our dream. There is something in our minds that judges everybody and everything, including the weather, the dog, the cat, everything. Okay? The inner judge uses what is in our personal book of law to judge everything we do and don't do, everything we think and don't think, everything we feel and don't feel. Everything lives under the tyranny of this judge. Every time we do something that goes against the book of law, the judge, our inner judge, says guilty. And we need to be punished, right? We should be ashamed. This happens many times a day after day, for all the years of our lives. Yeah, I know it's the truth. How many times do you judge yourself based on what society has taught you and what your family taught you and what your teachers taught you? And then you go into a depression and then you eat and you overeat, or you binge drink and you overdrink, or you smoke and you oversmoke. You begin to indulge, or you have a lot of sex with a lot of different people, right? Whatever your thing is. I don't want to refer to an issue. I'm really trying to work on these words that are words of judgment, because I'm not here to judge. I'm here to read and to teach. Whatever the thing is, that's a form of punishment to ourselves, right? If I go out and I get into an argument with somebody and I feel so sad that the only way I can stop replaying the argument in my head is to take 10 tequila shots, that is a form of punishment, right? Like, I'm punishing myself for whatever it is that went against the belief system of the whole, of the matrix, if you will. So that's interesting, right? So every time we do something that goes against this book of law, we judge. The judge in us says that we are guilty and we need to be punished and we should be ashamed. And we do this to ourselves over and over and over throughout the day. And that's why so many of us are so unhappy. And that's why so many of us are so judgmental of others, because if you judge yourself that hard and you're that punitive to yourself, nobody else stands a chance in your presence. And what's sad is your poor children, they're slaves until they're able to free themselves. But they've been domesticated so well into the collective dream that now they go and they repeat it for the next generation, and so on and so forth. There's another part of us that receives the judgments, and this part is called the victim. I'm going to try to read this next section for the next 6 minutes without talking about anything. But this is how, y'all, I'm the same way. I'm home by myself. I'll be like, no wonder why I can't get through a book, because the book, it comes to life for me. Like, it really does. And I'm reading for those of you who hate reading, right? So I'm going to try to just read this next section. Okay. There's another part of us that receives the judgments. This part is called the victim. The victim carries the blame, the guilt, and the shame. It is the part of us that says, poor me, I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not attractive enough. I'm not worthy of love. Poor me. The big judge agrees and says, yes, you are not good enough. And this is all based on a belief system that we never chose to believe. These beliefs are so strong that even years later, when we are exposed to new concepts and try to make our own decisions, we find that those beliefs still control our lives. Whatever goes against the book of law will make you feel a funny sensation in your solar plexus. And it's called fear. Fear. F-E-A-R. False evidence appearing real. F-E-A-R. Breaking the rules in the book of law opens your emotional wounds. That's why healing is so hard and why so many of us avoid it. And your reaction is to create emotional poison. Play the victim. I know. Somebody like, didn't you just say you was just going to read it? I know what I said. Because everything that is in the book of law has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. Even if the book of law is wrong, it makes you feel safe. That is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own beliefs. Because even if we know we didn't choose all these beliefs, it is also true that we agreed to all of them. The agreement is so strong that even if we understand the concept of it as not being true, we feel the blame, the guilt, and the shame that occurs if we go against these rules. Like y'all who feel guilty when you take breaks. That's like y'all who feel like you should be working when you really should be resting. I don't feel none of that guilt. And that's why I don't have a lot of friends, because I've been fighting against the rules for a long time. And people like, get in the matrix with us. We need you here. And I'm like, no, stay over there by yourself. Now I understand why I've been like this. I was like this before I even heard of this book, read this book, even started on this personal development journey. I was already this person. So I didn't have a lot of friends and I wasn't very likable in my family growing up. I get it now. I really, truly get it now. And I'm okay with it. I want to thank everybody in my life who's ever talked about me, ever judged me, ever didn't invite me to the party, ever blocked me, ever kicked me out of the groups, off the calls. Yeah, I know what I mean, off the calls. Whoever didn't want to be my friend anymore, whoever just linked up with an enemy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No, seriously. Thank you. I would have never became, if y'all would have accepted me, I would have still been locked in the dream, which I would have been probably suicidal. I probably would have been depressed. I probably would have been on all kind of antidepressants. Listen, y'all know I sell noni juice, and I'm always talking about antioxidants, so I just made a word. I probably would have been on all kind of antidepressants. I probably would have been fearful. I probably would just stay in the schools until I'm 70, 80 years old, secretly angry with children and angry and mad because I don't believe the stuff y'all try to tell me about me. I'm actually quite happy. I don't have a lot of friends to hang out with. I don't have a lot of people to call when my car gets stuck on the freeway or to go out to dinner with me, because who want to be around a person who's not in the matrix? Other people who aren't in the matrix. 2 more minutes to go. Let's roll. So the victim likes to carry the blame, the guilt, and the shame. It's the part of us that says, poor me, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not intelligent enough, and I'm not attractive enough, and I'm not worthy of love. Poor me. The big judge agrees with you and says, you sure aren't. The big judge is you, right? And this is all based on a belief system. No, the big judge is society, and you're the little judge. Sorry. So this is all based on a belief system that we never chose to believe. These beliefs are so strong that even years later, when you're exposed to new concepts and try to make your own decisions, we find that these beliefs still control our lives. Whatever goes against the book of law will make you feel a funny sensation in your solar plexus. I keep reading the same parts over and over again. It's called fear, F-E-A-R. If you feel fear, you're going to try to convince yourself that what you're feeling is truth. So you won't move forward. You won't take the new job. You won't leave the city. You won't move out the house. You won't get the divorce. You won't leave the abusive relationship. You won't quit the job. You won't leave the friend circle. You won't catch the plane because of fear, baby. It's just fear. Sugar. Okay, 1 more minute. Breaking the rules in the book of law opens your emotional wounds, and your reaction is to create emotional poison, because everything that's in the book of law has to be true. Anything that challenges what you believe is going to make you feel unsafe. No wonder why y'all get so mad at me when I kind of challenge y'all belief systems that it's okay to walk away from your toxic job. It's okay to invest $100 into a health and wellness business and start to grow your business. Y'all freaking lose y'all minds. Oh, I ain't got time for that. The biggest lie people tell when they're stuck in the matrix. I don't have time for that. Y'all do know it's only 24 hours in the day. There's no extra time being given out to the rest of us. We prioritize what's important. We've accepted, many of us, that God has sent me here more than just to work this job, more to be your grandmother, more than just to be your mama, more than just to be your daughter, more than just to be your friend, your neighbor, your coworker, whatever. I have a mission. And in order to accomplish that mission, I'm going to have to make some of y'all very uncomfortable. And I'm also, more importantly, got to make myself uncomfortable. So that's the job of the collective, to make you feel safe. I'm going to finish this page and then I'm going to stop. This is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own belief systems. This is Mindset 101. I got to write a note in my book. This is Mindset 101. How many mindset coaches do we have out here? This is the biggest thing your people are dealing with, y'all. This is why you can't be fearful. This is why you can't keep talking about what your mama and daddy said and how you were raised. If you continue to lead your life through the lens of this is just how I was raised, this is how me and my family, you still in the matrix, boo-boo. You cannot be free until you're totally free. You got to break free of the dream, the lies. Shanante said they reading the same book in the middle. This is so good for your coaching clients, Shanante. This is so good. I'm reading this online during my breaks and my lunch because I know so many people. I can recommend this book to. I'm blue in the face. They're not going to pick up a book because they don't like to read. So I'm reading for them. So they got to tolerate the fact that I got a lot to say. I'm not just going to sit up here and read this book like a robot. I got stuff to say. And I need y'all to understand. And I wrote Mindset 101 on page 11, Shanante, in the second paragraph. It says, that is why we need a great deal of courage to challenge our own beliefs. Because your book of law, all the things that society taught y'all, all the things that your mama taught you, your teachers. I'm a freaking school teacher. I hate it. I hate how we have to teach kids this and keep them stuck in this matrix. But they pay me to do this. So do I do it till I'm 70 and retire and just be like, yeah, I did it because it was my job? No, I hate it. I'm leaving the matrix. But on my way out, I'm dropping knowledge. I'm dropping gems on my way out the door. I'm only here to collectively save some money so I can pay my, I'll be out the country for 3 months in January. This is all to put money together and bless these babies. If your child has ever had the opportunity to be in my classroom, you's a lucky soul. I'm blessing these children, and I know that when I leave, they're going to get some trash behind me because education sucks right now. And so many people are lost in this collective dream that we have people who come into these classrooms and don't know what to do with these kids and make them so unhappy and force them into the domestication. You know where I'll be in January. Where was I at last February for 3 weeks? I'll be there for 3 months. I'm out the matrix, baby. Anywho, I'm trusting in the Lord with all my heart, and I'm leaning not into my own understanding, but in all my ways I'm acknowledging him because he gonna guide my path. I need people to, I might be asking y'all for donations. I'm asking y'all to buy freaking noni juice because I'm trying to get an income at least $500 a month brewing so I don't be in another country starving to death. But you know, that ain't easy. No diss to y'all who coming on here to watch the video. I'm just sharing my sister on here, and I'm sharing y'all hearing my plans because I'm talking to her through the computer. But y'all see, like, oh, that's why she building that business so hard. That's why she always going live. Yeah, God laid that in my lap when I was praying for a way. I was praying for a way. So now that God opened up this door and opened up this opportunity for me, and I believe in what I do and everything I'm saying, and I'm not lying to y'all when I come on here and talk about that, because I'm trying to break out of this agreement that y'all agreed that you supposed to, what about the kids? Everybody says that to teachers when they quitting. If you don't wake your dreaming tail up, wake up. Because look, don't get me started, y'all. Let me get off of here. I love y'all. Let me go. Because I done got hyped. I done lost my focus. Anybody who know me and talk to me know that I'm very passionate about what I'm passionate about. And I'm a hard-working woman. And I got to get back to these kids. But in the meanwhile, yes, I'll be leaving the country for several months. I'll be paying, give me an Airbnb. And I'll be breathing. I found another job if I have to come back. I don't care about that. But in the meanwhile, yes, I'll definitely build my business. So I'm done reading the 4 agreements for today. For those of you, look, they coming back. They came back a little early, so let me let y'all go. But remember what I said, that all of this stuff is important, that you got to bring yourself out the dream, that nobody's going to save us, that yes, I'm leaving the dream. Y'all see my sister came on here and pulled me out of what I was talking about, because I get hyped and passionate because I know she get it and I know she understands, and she has her own coaching group. But my point is, you got to break free of this dream. So when y'all see me on here and I'm building my business, and those of you who are so bothered by the fact why she keeps talking about Noni Juice, because I'm building a brand, I'm building my business so that because you can't take a job with you when you do. You cannot take a job with you. You can't take a job. And even if I could, I would not take this job with me. So I am building my business. I am building my brand. I am trying to get my income to a place that I'm able to survive. I'm not into begging. I'm not into asking people for donations, but I will. I will before I stay in the matrix. I sure will. So with that being said, if you know you haven't purchased a bottle of Noni Juice yet, you need to purchase a bottle of Noni Juice, because all this collectively, for one, the Noni Juice is going to help you with your health and wellness. It's going to help you with inflammation. It's going to help you with skincare. It's going to help you with energy. It's going to help you with the big C, the big D. I can't say those words online. The Federal Trade Commission would shut down our company. But if you were in my stories yesterday, you know that a man did the big C protocol, and the C is no longer in his body. My grandma died from the big C. I wish I would have known about Noni Juice then. But you know what? Even if I would have known about Noni Juice then, I ain't had the right mindset. So I probably wouldn't even have tried it. I would have been like, $50? I ain't got $50 for that. I love y'all.